I've got pictures of friends on the wall. I'm actually listening to the new Arctic Monkeys album, and I've been for a few days because it relates to my son's type of music. So I want to know what, not being nosy, but what and how the psyche of young people work. Apart from that, put yourself in this imaginary position. You're sat there. You're having a cold beer. Cheers. It may only be early afternoon. The sun was shining. You've done your day's graft, which I have. I've chopped at a few little bushes out there to tidy my garden up for an hour or two actually. I'll regret it tomorrow, but it's lifted me. It's made me feel good. And tomorrow I'll get enjoyment through looking at my little garden. I intend to get into this. This is small enough to be manageable for me. So I intend to. My father was a great gardener. My grandfather was a wonderful grower of vegetables, you know. People who were brought up round here have that as their history. We may well look at the sheep and the rich and the people who've moved in here, but the basics of the Lake District were, going back a few years ago, was growing. Everything. But go on. I'm in this imaginary position, none of which you are about to hear is true. Yeah? But this position includes someone like myself, yeah? In fact, you can take me as the example of the person who's talking. Almost everything I'm about to say, yeah, could have happened to this person in his life. So me being that person, with my big zooms, yeah, just doing lots of kipping, which I'm happy about that. With my mountain. Picture of me in the mirror. And I can't get that far back. And then you start to realise of the situation that this imaginary person finds himself in. It's a small group of people all living together. In separate hennuts. With all they really need at that stage in their life. But then you yourself, this imaginary person, starts to get to know the community and finds, not even including the person who's talking, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 with problems similar to his or even worse than his. 3 males. There are only 4 males on this complex that this imaginary person is talking about. But 3 of these males are not settled. One's already. Sorry, there's 4. I missed the long-standing, the real pillar of the community, actually, because he's so settled, and he's a local, and he ain't going anywhere, and he's been through hell on here, and he's actually, looked after his disabled wife, all the time. He's a character and a half, and a real fucking mind-blowing person to have been nowhere other than here. The things I'm learning about him are incredible. Wonderful golfer, wonderful fucking fisherman. He wanders out every day with his little basket and he goes off to a part of the river none of us know about, where he's fed the birds for years. And apparently the birds that come to feed are so unfucking real and just so different than what you'd find in your own back garden. So I forgot about him, but the other 3. One's just arrived. Certainly hasn't fucking lived up to his expectations, this. And he's come halfway across the fucking length of the country because he has friends and relatives nearby. But the actual housing association advert hasn't met to his expectations. I don't know anything other about him than that. Really nice guy. As my imaginary friend says. Another one's moving out today. Leaving. 12 months. Been here. Moving to a place where I believe the rent is less than half the price. And he can be nearer to his grandchildren and obviously his children. But he's not happy. That's where he's going. The other one. Yeah. Who's just arrived. He's not happy. Doesn't like it was supposed to be. And then the one next to those, I thought had a serious illness. My imaginary friend thought he had a serious illness. And then I find that it was pretty much related to the heavy use of glasses like that with a similar looking drink inside it. After being an extremely successful businessman and had given it up until he came here because at an age where he should have been sitting back and thinking, that's my 5-bedroom bungalow there paid off. My business is up for sale. Yeah, I'm ready to retire in between 50 and 60. And the relationship he relied upon all that time has collapsed all around him. Was it the first drink he took or the last drink he took that's caused it? But that I have. 1, 2. Sorry, I've missed. Fuck me, there's another guy here. Crazy, isn't it? When your imagination's running wild. Another guy here. Extreme. In many ways. Keeps hours that even I, find extraordinary. And that's despite the fact that I go to bed at 6 some nights and wake up at 4 most nights. But he keeps hours that make mine look like a fucking BAC lad. On a fucking 9 till 5, shall we say. Yeah. Anyway, he's fucking not happy. Is he fuck? Is he fuck? And then we've got, like I said, 1. Fuck me. There's another guy. How many guys is that now? Seriously. See, I'm counting this place down of having only, under 20 fucking dwellings. And the people are complaining, or some are complaining that there is no atmosphere, there's no fucking talking, there's no... It is a death camp, as I've said. If imaginarily, I think it's a death camp. I'm acting a bit like Jonathan Pye now. I'm pretending that I'm not saying what I'm actually saying. For fucking commercial reasons, i.e. fucking fuck off. Anyway, do you know where I'm coming from if you're still listening? This could take fucking 20 minutes, this. And so, I don't know how many men that is now. Must be almost 50-50. So we'll carry on counting from the top down. Yeah, and I've got this. Now I've got 1, 2. Actually, I've got another male there, which I've forgotten totally about because they're a couple. Yeah, an extremely helpful guy. Fucking 70 odd years old, man. Grafting like fuck every day. Works on a local golf course. A very busy man. Helpful guy. From down the south of England. So fuck me. It's almost 50-50, isn't it? I think out of the 17 to 20 gaffs, they're half and half, aren't they? The last guy I mentioned as a couple appears to be very happy. Half a dozen of the men aren't. Well, half of the men, not half a dozen. 3 or 4 aren't. Of the women don't say it like men say it, They go quiet. When women go quiet, it's very fucking dangerous, You've either said something wrong or they've got something else on their mind. And that's what's happened here. We only have we really only have, apart from the Housing Association commandant, we really only have 1 person who speaks out regular. I think it's been a bit of a shock to the system to find all these males within the last, I think 4 of these males within the last year have moved here. The women have been here for fucking decades. And I'm talking from 60s to their 80s that they're in now. Apart from 1, I believe. The point I'm trying to get to is that the women in life are protesting almost as much as the men. But the men are struggling. Because the men aren't dealing with it like the women. The women are shutting the fuck up. Yeah. Getting on with the pottering about. Doing it as they would do it. Because they are a stronger character than the men. Where the men, in the cases I can see, are grabbing for a drink. Or who knows what some get up to. or an inability to have left what they've left. So after all the struggle they've got to find a place like this, still want to leave. Yeah? Some for good reasons. I say the guy, like, he wants to be nearer to his grandkids and the extortionate prices. 54 he is. Young man, really. 56, sorry. You have to be. Yeah, you have to be 55 to be here. I did notice one of you said last night that they had a real problem moving on to one of these with the girlfriend because the girlfriend was in the 40s. What a lot of bollocks, huh? Who's taking on the tenancy? Yeah? So if I start fucking doing a bird tomorrow, who's 49, that's me out, is it? So cut your fucking ass. I don't mean the person who said it, I mean the wankers who make these places. Incidentally, I got a fucking letter today asking me whether I wanted to be on the board of directors. You know what I mean? Now, apparently everyone's got one, but it looked good. I thought about it. Excuse me, then I found out next door had done it. Fuck me, there's another guy there as well. That's another couple. We're pretty much split 50-50 here. I think about 8 each. 9, if you include Zoom's 9 birds. You know? And she's my partner. You know? She's a fucking star of my life. I think you should actually be able to marry dogs. None of that bullshit about fucking, you know, the church and all that and fucking consummating marriages. No, we're just the best fucking partners we could ever be. In fact, a friend of mine who brought up something the other day on Fuckbook, I wasn't actually aware of. And he openly admitted to being asexual. He's a fucking very close friend of my friend's friend. Well, you know, he's almost blood to me. And he admitted being asexual. And that means he doesn't have a sexual drive. He doesn't have girlfriends. Well, he has a girlfriend, actually, who was the first to post and say, I love you even more for saying what you've said. And he's asexual, apparently, which means that I wasn't aware of that, you know, that they don't have a sex drive. They don't. I mean, despite the fact I haven't been anywhere near a woman for a long time, I still have a sex drive, but I mean, I don't take it out of my fucking dog, man. No, she's the best thing in the world to me, you know what I mean? But yeah, asexual. Are there any asexuals on here? There is a reason, I think, for my friends, you know, for that. Anyway, getting on what I'm saying, right, you know. All this is imaginary, even the asexual bit. Right, so I'm going to fuck it off now and post it because it'll be lucky for you by tomorrow. 20 minutes long now, I'm only talking shy. But I'm talking to you about the situation, yeah? The men are fucking struggling with it. And grabbing a glass or fucking like taking it deeper than the women who seem to be actually living through it. Even though they go very quiet about it, you know? Strange one. Only one is working on both fucking like levels. That's the commandant.